Chief? Chief, can you hear me? At last. Are you alright? Can you move?
Oh shit, these poor guys. Some of them got outside.
Or, you know, kind of toppled outside. But I think this was the first level I played. I never got to play the Pillar of Autumn when I first played the game, but I remember that this, and suddenly, you know, walking outside, this was like a mind-blowing moment, being able to look and see the entire Halo ring stretching, you know, around you.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the first time I played this was playing multiplayer at a friend's place. I didn't understand what I was looking at first, since I didn't know the concept of the game. Then when I realized, oh, that's the ring. We're on a ring and we're on the inside, and that's the whole damn thing.
Right, and getting the sense of scale and the scope right after the tutorial level, because like the tutorial, that tutorial is, and I don't know if people who are listening, how many were gamers at the time or played games like that. Most shooters, when Halo came out, were entirely in corridors.
Like exactly.
Doom and Quake and Duke Nukem, they may have had like a little bit of stuff, like, you know, the Duke Nukem had the scenes where you're in like a courtyard or like near buildings, but all you could see were the skyscrapers, because nobody really wanted to do skyboxes, or nobody could do large environments.
Yeah, and Doom's level design was based on like there being like strict limits to like everything. Like the concept of a kind of like a edge like this cliff here just didn't work in that engine.
Right. So suddenly coming into a game where the very first thing that happens is that you walk outside and you get to see the entire expanse of where the game takes place. Now, granted, you don't get to go everywhere on this. This is still a highly linear game.
There's obvious cliffs on both sides of us funneling us forward, you know.
Right. But it was such a major breakthrough for first-person shooters at the time.
Absolutely.
And now, of course, with Infinite coming later this year, it's going to be really interesting, because that has been, by all accounts, what they've told us, that will be an open-world game where you can go anywhere on the ring.
Which is crazy. Probably it's going to be, like, smaller than what the ring appears to be here, the actual game area, but, like, still... Like, they're going to probably use some tricks to make it a little bit smaller, but...
Right, and there's going to be hidden loading screens, and there's going to be parts where it's like, you know, we're going to hop onto this transport, and it's going to take us somewhere. It's going to disguise the fact that not everything is rendered. But it does show how quickly after the initial breakthrough, the language of development and the way technology allowed us to expand stuff. Because already in Halo 3, which was only, 5 years later?
2007, I think.
Okay, so
2006 or 7, yeah, so...
Yeah, so 7 years later. But even that was like, when we were playing it the other night, there's those big open levels where you're fighting a giant scarab that's walking over you, like big robots that you have to climb into to blow them up.
Oh, absolutely. That impressed me so much, because the first scarab you ever encounter is in Halo 2, and that's a fairly scripted event. Like, it's a object that moves on a set path, and it's just part of the level in a sense. But in Halo 3, they've actually set it up to be like an actual enemy that's functioning organically in that arena, and that like blew my mind away.
I'm reading a lifeboat.
Right, and it's once we get to that point, that leaves so much possibilities open to what Infinite can be like, and it's so much fun to go back now and look at the 20 years of history to see just how each part of Halo iterates, not just on the story, but like there's the design concepts and the way that the same game world is used.
Yes, I would describe Halo as an incredibly simulationist game, in the sense that like they kind of designed like everything kind of functions with very similar rules, and you can like kind of interact with as many things as you can. And every Halo they've like tried to add more to that. Like there's a couple of vehicles in this first Halo that you can't interact with, you can't pilot, and like first thing in Halo 2 is like now you can pilot the Covenant heavy tank and stuff like that. So like they're like really going for like this sense of everything is an option for you, and they want to like make that more and more throughout the series.
Right. And it's weird because I think they lost that with Destiny, which is their second big IP, even though that's kind of successful, and it has a really solid fan base around it. I don't think that either Destiny game improved on the other one in the same way that the Halo games improved on themselves.
Right, you could easily blame the whole games as a service thing, I think, is... Because it has to serve the game, you know.
Right.
I can't comment too much because I've not played Destiny, but I know that's something that's raised about it very often.
I've played both. I played much more of Destiny 2 than I did the first one, because the second one is a better game.
And it's also, I believe it's available free on
for the
base game.
Yeah, I actually am one of the suckers who paid for both of them. Yeah, they were games that, like, even the second one, that was a better game because they improved on at least the shooting mechanics. But neither one of them, like, did things in the same way that where you came into the game, you were like, oh, this is clearly something that I could not do before. All the things you could do before in Destiny 1, you did the exact same things in Destiny 2.
Okay, yeah. I've heard that mentioned that Destiny 2 just felt like Destiny 1, but again, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's like an expansion pack.
That they sold as a standalone full-price thing. Okay. So here's a new weapon I'm using. This is called the Needler. The Needles are cool because they home on an enemy. So, well, cool, but they're bad in enemy hands. Like, even these grunts are really dangerous if you suck a lot of these into you. See, look at that. Poor grunt just ate a pile of them. Oh yeah, and they explode on a little delay. So you might be like, well, that didn't hurt, and then suddenly you're dead on the ground. Oh, that's cool. I forgot that there's a planet here as well. I guess that's a gas giant up there in the distance.
Yeah, I guess so.
Neat.
Uh-oh, another bandit dropping in behind us. They're trying to flank us.
You know,
here.
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, I think here you can see a little bit of the dated kind of like mechanics. Like I'm guessing we're supposed to protect this place because they keep sending in new troops.
Yeah, well, there's these like human soldiers we met up. We didn't have a chance to look at them too much, and I guess the idea is we're like trying to keep them alive. You know, the survivors.
Right. But it's not very clearly indicated, and because the technology at the time has limited so that like there isn't that much going on in terms of the soundtrack or sound cues. It's a little hard to kind of gauge what they want from us.
Yeah, there's some lulls here. I mean, if you pay attention, these dropships keep showing up. But yeah, you could be fooled into thinking like, are we supposed to do something else than fight them? Because this... Oh, here we go again with this music. But anyway, it does feel like maybe this is like some kind of like these keep spawning infinitely unless we do something different. Nah, there's just a set amount of these dropships that come bother us. Ah, come on. You sneaky git. We've seen one new enemy here, in addition to the vehicles, the flying Banshee fighters, and these dropships. Oh god, they got me with those needles. There's an enemy called a Jackal who hangs out here, who is also a tiny fellow, about the size of the grunt. They have a plasma shield, which means that you can hit them only from like a certain angle. So that adds like an added wrinkle in combat with them. Or you hit them with a grenade, is the other option. Ooh, looking a little bad there.
Damn it.
Let's see how well assault rifle does. Ooh, we've got guys on your back. Oh, nice work, you got it. So I just want to really quickly comment on the science of this game real quick. Obviously a ring world is not possible by human technology. Like, this is far too... This has to be alien super science to build like this. And also, on paper, it's like a stupid idea to build a world in the shape of a ring. But there is one advantage to making a world like this. Did you actually know that? There is use to making a ring-shaped world.
Oh, no, go tell me about it.
That is if the ring is revolving, because if it's revolving, it'll create a force pushing things outwards. So that's like an easy way to create artificial gravity on a object in space.
This is Fire Team Charlie.
Right.
Read you 5 by 5.
Like this is like actually like this is actually like real life physics is
Fire Team Charlie. Good to hear from you.
that people like think about when building structures into space is like one viable option is to make them spinning so that so that the artificial gravity is created without any sort of fancy sci-fi gravity generators or anything. It's just simple force being applied on objects on it.
Right on top of them.
Okay.
Bowhammer, we need you to disengage your warthog. The master
But everything else, of
decided
course, is
wants to see
crazy
if we can save
sci-fi
the
in this,
soldiers.
but
Roger,
Right,
Cortana.
yeah.
just wanted to
Okay,
point out it's not
guys,
complete
we're off the
nuttiness.
board. Saddle up and give 'em hell.
Cool, so here we
Oh.
get introduced to the best character in the game, the Warthog.
Yes.
Do you want to
do you
drive
want
or
to
shoot?
I can drive.
Alright, I'll take the gun for a moment. Should we pick up one of those guys?
I guess we can. Let's see.
Also, here's Fohammer, is this cool Pelican transport pilot. She's also pretty cool.
Oh, looks like none of them want to drive with us.
Oh, that's too
So-
bad.
Yeah.
The enemy AI, no, sorry, the ally AI is smart enough to, like, take seats in your ride, so we could have taken one extra on this car, but okay then.
So, you know what I'm noticing driving this now?
Yeah?
The driving mechanics in this one are way superior to what they are in Halo 3.
Oh, that's weird.
The Warthog feels it's heavier, so it's a lot more satisfying to turn with it.
Okay,
Like,
so
I'm
it's
just
just the physics of the car are what make it better, because it controls the same, right?
It controls the same, but because the car is heavier and because it feels like that there's actual drift into it, it doesn't feel as bouncy as it does in Halo 3, where
Okay.
everything is kind of a little bit more arcadey. So yeah, I think this is better. This is much more feels like it's an actual military
Master Chief, I'm
vehicle.
going to use your suit's transcom
Yeah, I mean,
system to
I've
monitor
heard
the
people
chatter.
say this is the best vehicle in a first-person shooter, and I can't even think of anything else that could compare myself.
No, not really.
It's not just the controls. There's a weird sense of camaraderie when you and your buddies are all rolling up in this thing. Like, it actually feels so kind of like we're all in it together when you're driving in a Warthog. Like, not even other games with, like, multi-seater cars. I don't get that feeling.
Yeah, and because you both have a deliberate function.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
are
absolutely.
actually-
The fact that there's a turret here, like, adds to it. Even
and
even the
because-
guy on the other seat kind of has a role, because their job is to, like, get out and provide support on foot, once you get in a situation like this where we're being hit on all sides. Oh crap! Let's see. Let's clear up folks a little bit. I think we're gonna have to get on foot here though to activate the bridge, if I remember this
Yeah.
level correctly.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get us a little bit of breathing room.
Yeah, it's a
There we
little
go.
heated here. Okay, there's still guys on the left side, I think. I'll go check those out.
Yeah, I'll come with you.
A sense of camaraderie, speaking of, I think is incredibly important to this series. Even when you're playing single player and you're rolling with the ally soldiers, the NPC soldiers, there's a weird feeling of, like, we're in it together when you're, like, adventuring with those guys. That, again, I haven't really... Other games... I can't think of a lot that would, like, evoke the same kind of feeling. We haven't had a chance of that yet, because we haven't really had too many soldiers to hang out yet. There's gonna be one big level coming up that, like, absolutely feeds on that idea.
Yeah, absolutely. And the other thing is that, like, I can't think of, very quickly at least, I can't think of...
Here's a path.
Other sci-fi co-ops, or any kind of co-op shooters, that bring the feeling of, like, a camaraderie where you're actually having to worry about your friends, that you want to worry about them.
Exactly. Like, you actually, like, there actually is a real, like, a kind of, how do I put it? Like, a caring potential that you get for even the AI guys, like, when you're all rolling together in a big fight. I feel it in these series, yeah.
Right, and while the first Halo didn't really get to, like, even though it's a pretty epic and mythic game, I don't think it was until, like, Halo 3 that it actually started to feel like a really big war fantasy.
Well, yeah, like that second Scarab fight we did, it wasn't just us four. There's like a dozen soldiers going around on jeeps and flyers and like ATVs, all fighting against one giant robot. Like, speaking of, like, everyone together, everyone's just shooting at this one giant monstrosity. Hell yeah.
Right, or the really amazing scene in Halo Reach, where it's like you, your comrades, and then like 20 other cars, or even more, who are just trying to breach or get to the last exfil point of
Oh
the planet.
yeah,
And
yeah.
you're driving against like an entire army of
Oh yeah, the
Covenant
car.
heading towards you.
I'm an idiot. I forgot about the car. You want to shoot for a while? We can trade
sure.
off here. Yeah, let's see how I do on the wheel. Yeah, so this is based on just mouse look driving. There's no left or right in this car. The car changes basically where you point your mouse. Which, you know, that's a point of contention, of course. It feels a little weird for those not used to it. But, you know, it was back in the day I thought it was fine, and it works here.
And they lifted it wholesale into Borderlands.
True, that's true. That controls the same way.
The crew made it off the Autumn than I had predicted. The captain really gave them hell. If we can
Oof,
find
sorry.
Captain Keyes and the other survivors,
Drifting a little too
we
much.
have a chance to coordinate an effective resistance.
I think that's also why this doesn't feel quite like a grand war sequence, because this is supposed to feel rather desperate. We're in enemy territory and we've like made this desperate crash landing, and who knows how many people have died just coming here. So
Right.
you know,
And I mean, you can still see that the levels like this, like because this was clearly a transitional level to get to us this other place.
Yeah,
and that was
a lot of-
that was much more in line with old game design mechanics, where it's like convoluted hallways to make them feel a lot longer than they actually are. Because let's think about what we actually did here. We opened the bridge, we shot some people.
Yeah.
It took us maybe 10 minutes, but it probably would not have taken us more than 2 minutes if they had done it as it needed to be. Like, there was a lot of driving back and forth in the beginning to make that weird circle so we could jump over a barrier. Like little things like that have been put in just to create a sense that there's more to it than there actually is. And that's fine. That's just because limitations of the game and of the time.
yeah, it serves its purpose better than having a static loading screen. Come
Yes.
here, you. I'm gonna run a circle around this building. So you can take out some of these little guys. I'll do that. Okay. Ooh, we got a couple of needles on us. I think there's a cliff right there, so I gotta be careful not to punch it across that. Sorry, little guy. Oh, no.
Oh goodness.
I was playing a little risky there. I'm not sure if I can turn this horse around. Okay, I got a little bit.
Oh no.
Ah! Out of my way, jackal. Okay, could have gone better, but we didn't fall in the chasm, so yeah.
I do think we might have to now get out on foot so we can go take these guys out.
Yeah, I think we need to go in that big central building with the big pointy thing. Or at least I have a recollection you can go in there, so we'll see. Here's a survivor.
Interior of those structures before we leave.
Oh, right there. There's Cortana, in fact, saying just what I suggested. Oh,
Oh yeah,
Yikes.
there's a bunch of guys from us.
oh, right there, taking cover inside the building. Smart. Yikes. Alright, I'm back. I got bopped on the surface. There are a bunch of elites up there, hiding in the ruins. Poor Grunt. I feel kind of bad for them, even though they're bad guys.
I really love the little squeaking and the yelling that the grunts do. It never makes me, or never fails to make me laugh.
Yeah. Oh god, there's quite a firing squad up there. Oh. Oh, grenade incoming. I haven't talked about the grenades yet. We have two flavors of grenades. I don't have any at the moment. The blue ones you've seen me toss are the Covenant plasma grenades. They have a long timer on exploding, but the cool thing is that they're sticky grenades, so you can stick them on an enemy and they're gonna have a bad time. The human grenades are frag grenades, and they work more like you expect a grenade to work. They have a short fuse, but they just, bounce around and have a big area of explosion.
I've called for an evac.
Was it already in this one, or did it not show up until the later Halo games where if you like shot weapons or shot grenades that were lying on the ground, that they also exploded?
It might be in this one. I think shooting doesn't work, but if you land a live grenade next to them, it'll cause a chain reaction.
Oh, okay.
I think that's how it works. Yikes! Oh no, this poor guy! Sorry, mate. Oh, that guy too! Oh no, you bastard! Yeah, he regretted it.
Echo 419 to Cortana, come in.
We read you, Echo 419. We have survivors and need immediate dust-off.
Do we have survivors left?
Cortana.
Oh yeah, we got the soldiers left.
Oh, here's this one guy still like, I'm okay.
Yeah. We have survivor here.
Requesting immediate evac, please, sir.
I don't understand, Chief. Do you mean survivors?
Looks like there are
No.
survivors.
Yes.
Acknowledged. We're on our way.
That's a royal we. I think we're wrapping up the level right about now. This was a bit of a kind of a, it was a bit of an aimless level, but it was, again, to introduce you to the concepts of the game, and just to, like, have a good time, like, in this crazy environment, you know?
Oh god, it was really just one guy.
Oh no, well, good job, friend. Godspeed to you.
Yeah. That was a terrible rescue mission.
Oh boy, yeah.
Oh,
Heroic
goodness.
difficulty.
Yeah, I wonder if we need the car.
Actually, I think we might. There's a pass right here, and I think it'll be easier to roll it, so we're gonna have to leg it over there. Yikes. This is where the
that's
later
actually-
games would drop us a new car, just as a nice little favor at this point, but no such luck.
I'm just noticing this for the first time. This is actually really cool. Both of these towers are firing lasers in the air.
Yeah.
And I only just now realized that you can actually see and pinpoint where you've been and what you've been doing, because both of the towers fire. So you can see that the other tower over there in the distance, where we
Ooh.
came from.
Oh, right, behind the mountains that we...
Yeah, and that's actually a really clever way of giving players an idea of their location and the kind of geography of the game.
Yeah, a sense of scale, yeah.
Yeah, without giving them a actual world map, because this game doesn't have one.
Yeah. Okay, I think you were a more successful driver than me, so let's swap again. Yeah, I think this is Halo at its, like... This is like the core of the gameplay, is these open areas and vehicles to play with, a lot of options. It's pretty rad. What? Hold on. We've been here, actually. This cliff...
We came from down there, I think.
Yeah. This cliff seems to wrap around. I remember... Okay, well, let's see if there's anything else we could go check out. There's a crashed pod. Well, there's a checkpoint, so must be doing something right. Oh god! Flyers! Banshees! I don't think this game had vehicle hijacking yet, so we can't, like, try to YOLO these Banshees for ourselves.
No, not yet.
There is one area where you can get an early Banshee because it's on the ground and there's an enemy running to it, and if you're super slick, you can, like, you can basically, like, YOLO it from the enemy before he gets it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'll try to remember when it happens, so we can try to at least do that trick. It's also amazing because it lets you skip at least a couple of combat encounters at the end of the level.
Oh, sweet.
It's level 5 is when that happens.
Okay, I know there's at least an achievement for driving the Pelican in level 343 Guilty Spark.
I don't think the Pelican is pilotable in this one. Do you mean some other?
Yeah, I don't know how they managed to. I was looking at the achievements when before we started playing, and it was like in this game to somehow ride on it.
Maybe they mean somehow like jumping yourself up onto it. Maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll have to try. Oh god! I'm sorry, guys.
Yikes!
Okay, that's enough driving for me then.
Oh look, this guy jumped in the seat now. So that's what I'm talking about. The AI being like, let's join in on these vehicles. Is he health anywhere by any chance? I'm super low on it.
I have not seen any. I've got only a little bit left myself.
Alright, well, we'll just have to rely on our shields. These dropships end up being a little annoying, admittedly, because you can't damage them, but they're still, like, enemies that shoot at you, so you just kind of have to, like, grit your teeth and bear with them until they leave the area. There you go.
I keep pressing the left shift to run, because I'm so used to it being the run button from everything that we play these days.
every first-person shooter, yeah.
Yeah.
No, not this one, unfortunately.
Nope.
And Master Chief's ground speed does feel a little slow, I have to say. Maybe it's just because we've been driving so much, but...
Yeah, but in general, it does feel a lot slower. Hey, is that a sniper rifle?
Oh, an
That
early
is-
sniper rifle? Nice.
Yeah, that is.
You give that a go. That'll drop even elites, even with their shields. You get them, like, in the chest or the head, and they will go down. Although maybe, I don't know, this is heroic difficulty, so maybe that might affect it.
Oh, that's aggravating. If you try and aim down sights, and if you get hit by a bullet, it automatically kicks you out of the aim down sights.
Oh no, that's awful.
Yep.
Ooh, I'm down to 1 health. And I've lost my pistol somewhere. Just have the plasma variety. I can give it a go, too. Ooh, I actually beamed that grunt.
Oh no! What have I done?
What?
I've been trying to complete this mission. This is just because now that we're playing it again, I started looking through all my old, you know, all the old missions that you can do and all the old kind of achievements.
Mhm.
And there's one that complete a mission without jumping. And
Oh.
I got thrown. I got thrown. Like I had managed to play until now without jumping at all. But
That's-
somebody threw a grenade at me, and my automatic muscle memory reflex is
Oh,
to
dear.
jump out of the way, and I did.
Aw, that's so sad.
It's years of gaming have failed me.
I mean, you know, common sense, really. It's a grenade, so, you know,
Right.
don't beat yourself too much about it.
Yes, because that's what they teach you in the military. Is that you see a grenade, you bunny hop out of the way.
It'll kind of work. Another
Yeah.
new dropship here by the life pod.
Yeah.
Ooh, gotta get through the rocks. Eat it. The worst kind of that, like, getting screwed out, I have to say. The game's fantastic. Dishonored, incredible game. But
Yes.
I got a no-kills run ruined because I opened a door and a swarm of rats came out and ate a guy I had knocked out. And that counted as a kill that counted as one of my kills and ruined my no-kill run. And I only
Yes.
found it out at the end of the level, and that was frustrating.
I can imagine. Yeah, I remember when I was doing the very first Dishonored and trying to do a no-kill run, and I had the same thing. And I didn't know what had happened because I had left an unconscious person somewhere, but I still got the whole that you know you have you know you've killed somebody.
Yeah.
And that was annoying because I couldn't figure out why it had happened. So I feel you. I've been there. Just the same.
Yeah. Oh god, wait a second. Oh shit! Didn't realize I almost went for a ride there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but hey, we saved 4 guys this time because they were smart enough to keep behind the rocks while we did the fighting, I guess.
Indeed.
Feels good.